Okay, we'll try this again. Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Nope, still sick. You guys can probably hear it in my voice. I'm going to try to do my best. Not going to get too excited. Similar to yesterday's video, I am sick, but I'm going to continue regardless. Okay, guys, Cointelegraph posting this, breaking: the Federal Reserve withdraws crypto guidance for banks. The Federal Reserve just rescinded its 2022 and 2023 guidance that requires banks to notify or get approval before engaging in crypto or stablecoin activities. So it did just rescind some of its guidance, and I want to put some there in as the emphasis. Okay, we're going to get into this. So the Federal Reserve Board on Thursday announced the withdrawal of guidance for banks related to their crypto assets and dollar token activities and related changes to its expectations for these activities. These actions ensure the board's expectations remain in line with evolving risks and further support innovation in the banking system. Now, it is interesting because people are reporting on this as if, this is it. And it is a very, very good news. Tony Edward here saying, this is the most bullish news. Banks now have clarity from the head of the snake, the Fed, to participate in cryptocurrency. This follows clarity from the FDIC and the OCC. And he posted the Federal Reserve's official announcement here. And the Fed did also actually make an official statement on their website. This is from a couple of days ago. Federal Reserve Board announces the withdrawal of guidance for banks related to their crypto assets and dollar token activities and related changes to its expectations for these activities. So the Federal Reserve Board on Thursday announced the withdrawal of guidance for banks related to their crypto asset activities and the expectation. Like I said, these actions ensure the board's expectations remain in line with evolving risks and further support innovation in the banking system. The board is rescinding its 2022 supervisory letter establishing an expectation that state member banks provide advance notification of planned or current crypto asset activities. As a result, the board will no longer expect banks to provide notification and will instead monitor banks' crypto asset activities through the normal supervisory process. The board is also rescinding its 2023 supervisory letter regarding the supervisory non-objection process for state member bank engagement in dollar token activities. Finally, the board, together with the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or the FDIC, is joining the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency and withdrawing from its 2023 statement jointly issued by the federal bank regulatory agencies regarding banks, crypto asset activities, and exposure. The board will work with these agencies to consider whether additional guidance to support innovation, including crypto asset activities, is appropriate. So they are still weighing the pros and cons, I think, of this. It is still, it's not a finalized. I mean, I guess this is the latest step in where they are standing at the moment, but I guess it is still fluid. So we're still going to have to keep an eye on that. Wanted to thank Tony and of course Cointelegraph for originally posting that. Now Angelica also commented on this. The Fed just gave crypto the green light, and everybody in the crypto space is very seemingly and understandably so very excited about this because this has been one of the hurdles that we've had to get past. But guys, I want to bring this to your attention as well. Somebody did notice this. Eleanor Turret posting that the Federal Reserve has rolled back 95%, so not 100%, only 95% of its anti-crypto guidance, but there's still one obstacle left to clear. And Caitlin Long was the person who originally did comment on this. I just did notice the Fed didn't rescind, okay? So, they're talking about all this stuff that they have rescinded, but they did not rescind January 27, 2023 anti-crypto guidance, which the board voted 7-0 to approve at the time, but it appears to have rescinded all other guidance it issued without a board vote. I think this means the Fed didn't yet comply with Trump's EO. So what does this mean? The Fed's anti-crypto guidance is still in place, which means Fed-regulated banks are disadvantaged versus OCC or FDIC-regulated banks for stablecoins and other activities. The stablecoin bill, when it comes to law, would overturn this, but it ain't over yet. So she also says down here, P.S., the Fed board is 4-3 Dems to Republicans, which may be why the board didn't vote to overturn the January 27, 2023 guidance, and it might not have the votes to overturn it yet. So will the Fed remain the outlier anti-crypto regulator? That January 27th, 2023 Fed guidance is very anti-crypto. And people commenting down here, yeah, what the actual heck? Caitlin Long saying, yeah, do you think the Fed has complied with the EO? Asks Aaron Klein. And Caitlin Long says, that is the question, as they say. What do you say? So I guess there is still more to this story. It is very bullish so far. I mean, they're trying to position it as a bullish statement, and it is good. I mean, we should take the good for the good, right? For what it is. They are still moving in the right direction, but there is still one piece of the puzzle that they're not giving up quite yet. So just wanted to mention that, and wanted to thank Caitlin Long, Eleanor Turret, Angelica, all for posting that. Of course, we're trying to get in line with what the new financial system is going to be worldwide. And the World Bank has made it very clear, without stating Ripple and XRP, the World Bank needs a fast, cost-effective bridge currency for cross-border payments. Duh. They also need liquidity provision and interoperability between central bank digital currencies, stablecoins, and other digital assets. So, what are they going to use, guys? What do you think they're going to use? This is from Subjective Views.
Well, I think, so from our perspective, of course, we are looking at digital payments as a means to an end.
Yeah.
So the end we are looking for is financial inclusion and the development outcomes. And for that, we don't see CBDC as a panacea.
Yeah.
A lot of people kind of attribute magical powers to CBDC.
Yeah.
We don't subscribe to that. And of course, whether it is a good fit for a country depends on the context, no? But largely from a developing country perspective, what we need is well-functioning digital payment systems. And we don't see any reason why fast payments cannot provide that. And also general modernization of the digital payment system. But whether it is competition, I think one has to really see how all of this plays out. I think one needs to see there's perhaps a space for all, and it might be different use cases or different contexts. But focusing from our perspective on the development needs in developing economies, we feel the first order of business is to have a well-functioning fast payment system. But of course, keeping in mind all the new developments which are happening, how do you future-proof your investment to prepare for that future? No? It is very possible that the fast payment systems might need to be the rails on which other forms of money might need to be transacted.
Right.
So I think it is important to keep that in mind. And also in terms of the different features, in terms of the access to central bank money, how does that work? I think all of that will have to be kept in mind.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, I should point out here that this is from the IMF World Bank Week at Atlantic Council. So this is an organization that already knows about DLT technology. You know, it kind of bothers me. It irks me. But I mean, I get why they do it. That they're talking about all the technology that we know is connected to Ripple and XRP, and the fact that this technology is going to be implemented, yet they never name the name. And we know there are already connections with the IMF and the World Bank. And so, YouTubers like myself have to point these things out, right, to you guys, because it's clear based on, connecting the dots and knowing what we know. But at the end of the day, these guys, they never spill the beans. They never spill the beans. And I'm sure there are reasons for that. I'm sure it's because, they don't want people going crazy, buying up XRP, knowing that it is going to be a valuable asset in the coming, I want to say months, depending on how quickly this kind of thing gets implemented. And so, guys, now we're trading in a spec market, but this could change by the end of 2025. And for more information on where I think this market's going to go, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Again, wanted to mention for my Patreon subscribers, going to be doing a live Q&A session tomorrow, April the 27th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are signed up for the Patreon, I will drop a link about 10 minutes before I start. You can find all that again at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. But anyway, wanted to thank Subjective Views just for posting that. Another interesting observation here from Eleanor Turret. Miles has written extensively about token taxonomy and the importance of distinguishing company-backed tokens from network tokens. So, in the past, we've conflated the two, or the government has conflated the two. The regulators have conflated the two, right? Looking at all cryptocurrencies and kind of painting them with the same brush, but they are very much different, and even the Bitcoin maxis and the people who don't really know too much about other cryptocurrencies will say, or the cryptocurrency market as a whole will say will say XRP is Ripple's coin. Well, that's not true. This is what Miles Jennings did say in a recent episode of Crypto America with Eleanor Turret. Listen to this.
What would you classify XRP as?
I think XRP is a network token, no doubt. Right. I think that at the end of the day, if you look at the kind of the way that we talked about the the kind of distinction between a company-backed token and a network token, right? I think there were like 3 questions we looked at. Is like, is the network open? Which I think is obviously true for XRP. Is the, do the network effects accrue to token holders? I think that's true. And then, are the economics of the system embedded in it? And I think that is undeniably true as well, right? Demand for XRP stimulates the growth of that ecosystem. So I think that it pretty clearly falls within the definition of network token. Now,
so according to Miles Jennings here, it does fall within the definition of network token. And this is an important distinction, right? This is what we've been in court fighting. XRP is not a security. So wanted to thank Eleanor Turret there and Crypto Investment Group for originally tweeting out that clip. Now, guys, I also happen to see this. Standard Chartered becomes the first major bank to join the Teos Partner Program. So 2 major Ripple connections here. Standard Chartered was one of the first Ripple VC funders, and Teos, a large Ripple partner, has been a Ripple partner for quite a while. They do the back-end IT integration into banks around the world. So Standard Chartered now has embraced its FX API service on the Teos exchange ecosystem, becoming the first bank to join the core banking vendors partner program. Through this integration, financial institutions on the Teos platform will benefit from a faster go-to-market in accessing the Standard Chartered extensive currency offering, allowing them to price services across more than 130 currencies and 5,000 currency pairs while managing exposure risk to FX market volatility. The integration releases the strain in in-house technology resources, which is considered beneficial for retail banks, wealth managers, and payment providers handling low-value or high-volume transactions that sit outside their treasury functions. Additionally, when combined with Temenos Payment Hub, the integration will allow FIs to consolidate the Standard Chartered's aggregated liquidity engine, or scale, with other domestic and international payment rails on a single platform, connecting multiple payment sources, channels, clearing networks, and distribution services. So guys, this is just the latest update from Standard Chartered becoming the first major bank to join Temenos. And the size of these banks is ginormous, all right? These are not small banks. I wanted to put this into context for you guys. So Mr. Mann also commenting just on this relationship here. Standard Chartered, Ripple, and Temenos have quietly built the future of global finance. Ripple's blockchain powers instant settlement. Temenos bridges legacy banking systems, and Standard Chartered anchors adoption across continents. So guys, this is a global endeavor. This is a global partnership. Together, they are dismantling Swift's grip on replacing outdated rails with ISO 20022 compliant real-time digital infrastructure. If you're not paying attention to this financial trifecta, you're already behind. The future of money moves fast, and it's riding on XRP. I'm going to play you guys a clip here. Listen to this.
Pavel, so our partner selected winner, and their demo is very topical, blockchain technology. So good luck, guys.
Thank you. So we have an idea for you that's going to do 2 key things. One, it's going to capitalize on one of the biggest trends that's impacting financial services today. And second, it's going to make all of you in the room a lot of money, right? So my name is John. I'm with Deloitte Digital. And we often advise our clients to work better with fintechs and look to embrace the technologies out there. So my main job is to introduce to you Pavel. Pavel is the CEO of BlueZell, which is a startup fintech that focuses on blockchain integration. Right?
All right. Hi, everybody. So what I'd like to do is let's have a show of hands of everybody who's heard of the blockchain. Okay, pretty much everybody. How many people here have actually seen something happen on the blockchain? Barely anybody. So what I like to say is I equate blockchain to high school sex. Everybody says they're doing it. Everybody thinks everybody else is doing it, but nobody's doing anything. So what we're going to do here today is show you how the blockchain works in a real transaction with the T24. So what you see here is the current legacy systems that banks are used to when it comes to international payments. Multiple hops, correspondent banks in between, float accounts held everywhere. Problem with that, that's a legacy system that used to work when transactions used to be high dollar amount but low volume. But the world's changed now because of remittance, small to medium enterprise B2B business. You need low dollar amount but high volume of transactions. So this system doesn't work anymore. And also, it's highly problematic. It's costly, 10 to 15% of transactions, highly error-prone, 14% of wires get misdone, and extremely slow, not just for the customer, but for you banks on the back end, 3 days to 2 weeks for settlement. I'm waiting 2 weeks for a Hong Kong wire still to show up. So we're going to focus on what the blockchain can deliver. So what we have here is a bank at one end connecting to the T24. Then the BlueZell technology is tapping into the T24, which will talk to the Ripple network, which is a Ripple protocol blockchain, and send money overseas.
So guys, that is, I guess, kind of the golden nugget of that clip here. And Mr. Mann was kind enough to screen grab that. So showcasing Temenos's T24 utilizing the Bluzell Altitude stack to send money via Ripple, the leading global blockchain-based payment network. You can see Temenos is integrated here. It goes through to the Ripple network, and then it comes out the other end. Now, this is using Temenos's Bluzell, and I believe this was from a few years ago now. Temenos in the FedNow process. So it also happens here, guys, with FedNow processing. You can see it is ISO 20022 native. It is used for instant payments, and everything merges over using the XRP network, using ISO 20022 standards. And then we find ourselves, in this example, settling with FedNow. So you can see down here, too, this is Temenos Payment Hub, Temenos Banking Services, Temenos Technical Infrastructure, and Temenos Regulation and Compliance. So Temenos, a big player in this, considering now Standard Chartered is partnering with Temenos, two major Ripple connections there, guys. I think Mr. Mann does hit it on the head here when he says they are trying to dismantle Swift's grip, replacing outdated rails with brand new technology infrastructure. So, XRP going to be widely utilized. I happen to see this, two guys from Chart Nerd. Whoa. Velo has plans to integrate XRP chain into their universe. So this is directly from Velo's, their latest statement here, their latest release. We're excited to unveil Velo's 2025 roadmap designed to accelerate cross-chain integration, deepen industry partnerships, and scale our PayFi ecosystem. And guys, what are they going to integrate? It says it right here, integrating the XRPL, the XRP chain with the Velo universe. So a brand new partnership possibly arising, or rather integration with Velo and XRP. Very, very interesting news there, considering, the ecosystem, the crypto world has been very, very tribal up until recently, I'd like to say. And, people are very protective and very passionate, I guess I want to say, about whatever cryptocurrencies they hold. But guys, things are changing. The tribalism is slowly dying down, and I think a more mature ideology is emerging in crypto and in cryptocurrency adoption. The big players have known this all along, but I think even the retail end is realizing how important a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to be to change the future. Not to mention, all the socio-political aspects that are also involved, and how we could see even, on a micro scale, and I want to say micro in relation to the world, the United States economy. Here we have U.S. Secretary Scott Bessent just called for a Bretton Woods 2.0. They already have the blueprint. Guys, I think it's happening.
Of the Bretton Woods institutions. Yet everywhere we look across the international system today, we see imbalance. The good news, it doesn't have to be this way. My goal this morning is to outline a blueprint to restore equilibrium to the global financial system and the institutions designed to uphold it.
This is what the U.S. is doing to keep America safe financially, to keep the financial system from failing. He's telling you there is a financial reset coming. So guys, if he's telling us this, what do all these other indications mean? Check this out. From Haliuzi, Justin White Rock has formally requested a meeting with the Federal Reserve to discuss integrating the XRP ledger technology into the U.S. federal banking system. Now, I don't know, I just saw this report here from White Rock. Again, this was from a couple of days ago, April the 24th, to the Board of Governors, Federal Reserve System, the proposal for the XRP ledger integration into the Federal Reserve banking system. Dear members of the Board of Governors, on behalf of White Rock, I request a meeting to discuss integrating the XRP ledger technology into the Federal Reserve banking system. This presents an opportunity to enhance efficiency and security of U.S. financial services. Our approach ensures innovation while maintaining compliance with regulatory standards. And so they go on into institutional overview, White Rock's expertise in financial technology, strategic benefits, improvements in transaction and efficiency and settlement, and regulatory integration, compliance with banking regulations, enhanced AML and KYC protocols, risk management controls. There's the technical architecture as well, interoperable, or rather the interoperability with payment systems, enterprise-grade security, scalable and recovery protocols, and then the implementation roadmap, phased approach to testing, evaluation, and scaling with appropriate oversight. We will provide technical details prior to our meeting. White Rock is committed to responsible innovation with highest regards, Noam Levy. So, Guys, is it happening? Is White Rock pitching the XRP ledger to the Federal Reserve? Considering the Fed has now withdrawn, let's say, 95% of what they were proposing back during the Biden administration in 2022 and 2023, I think it is likely we could see the United States running on XRP very, very soon, but that's just my opinion. And for more opinions on where I think this market's going to go, because, the real world utility really is the key on where price is going to go, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. My price targets are still very, very fluid, and I'm pretty much going to decide, is this it? Should I cash out now, or should I stay in longer? I'm going to be keeping a portion of my XRP for the very long term. All that information and more over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Also, if you guys haven't stopped by, this is the Working Money Channel merch store, and I'm offering 20% off for this month, guys. The month of April. Just created a new XRP Send It Astronaut t-shirt, so check that out if that's something you're interested in. There's much more merch there too. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.